All right, so this is Roblox age verification already failed. This is by the homie Gwamgo. I hope I said your name right. Uh, but yeah, I heard that age verification stuff fucking sucks on Roblox. I heard the age verification stuff is actually terrible.
Roblox rolled out what is easily one of the worst updates in the platform's history, which is the highly controversial AI facial age verification system. Ever
I
since
heard
this
it just
update
does
was
not
released
work.
globally,
Like it actually
Roblox
just
teams have
doesn't
been
work.
significantly affected. Players quickly discovered loopholes allowing accounts with different designed ages to be buffed.
I'm not gonna lie, selling your account for different ages on eBay is insane. Selling an account for different ages for Roblox is insane.
bought and sold, making it easier for to take advantage of the system, and at the same time, countless people have already been assigned completely incorrect ages, and the company Roblox partnered with for the verification system has been linked to lawsuit over unlawful practices. To make
Mm.
matters even worse, Schlep has been receiving an extreme amount of hate from angry children who were negatively impacted by this update despite having no control over its release. So today, we will cover the situation in its entirety and explain how awful this actually is. So please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and help share this video if you agree that this is easily one of the worst updates in Roblox history. Now for some context, on January 7th, Roblox officially released their AI facial age verification update globally, meaning that players all over the world will be forced to scan their face through an AI program in order to be allowed to use the chat feature. Players will then be designated into different age categories, meaning that certain age groups will be allowed to communicate with one another, but
But the
others
thing
will
is,
not. For
people
example,
don't
younger
look their
players will no longer
age.
be able to
Oh,
communicate with older players and vice versa. This was released, of course, as a form of damage control from Roblox due to their months-long controversy of horrible management and moderation when it comes to player safety and dealing with, which has resulted in them facing numerous lawsuits. Obviously, as this
okay.
this video will point out, absolutely everything in this update is flawed and actually makes the situation even worse. First of all, the
What I don't get is just like, okay, you want Roblox to be safer, but why have kids scan their faces onto Roblox that's going to a third party site for it to be stored there and then could possibly get leaked at any moment?
company that is handling the AI verification on the Roblox platform, Persona IDV, was revealed by Schlepp on Twitter to have an outstanding lawsuit against them due to their management of data and privacy practices. This is already a massive red flag because this will evidently cause players in the process to be completely dissuaded from ever engaging in AI verification with their face. Even if the company claims that they delete the biometric data after verification, most people will understandably not believe this due to the sheer amount of other platforms that simply collect data and have
I
users
mean,
compromised in the process.
even if they delete it, they still keep that like data for like security reasons. Because let's say like a company comes by and it's like, hey, we need to know what this person looks like, blah blah blah. Or the police come by and say, hey, we need to know what this person looks like, and I know you have like the data for it. They're going to pull up the data. It's not just gone. Like they're not just going to delete it. They're keeping it somewhere.
When they suffer from data breaches. The risk of a company like Roblox having personally identifiable information like this, for some people, just isn't a risk worth taking. And this hesitancy from players due to these fears will inevitably harm the player base of the platform, as we will get to very soon. I also want to point out, Persona IDV already has a long list of false flags and examples of them misidentifying people's ages, further proving how incapable this company is at guarding platform stability and player safety. In a tweet made by David Bazuki where he's seen boasting about the rollout of this horrible update, he was seen being hit hard with a massive community note clearly establishing how unreliable AI age estimation
Mm.
actually is. In these articles, they clearly point out how the age verification evidently mislabeled their ages, along with countless users on Twitter who have openly expressed the fact that Roblox has completely gotten their ages wrong. One person even established how their 16-year-old friend was misrepresented as being above the age of 21, and now they are unable to actually communicate with friends anymore. Another person who is actually 28 years old was even assigned the age of 16 to 17, and you
That's
can only
insane.
imagine how many other people are probably facing this exact same problem. Even one look
I
at
mean, all you
TikTok
gotta do is like just get some makeup, or, like shave off any type of facial hair. Boom, you look like a kid.
you'll see countless users complaining about how they have been misassigned different ages. I mean, it just goes to show how much of a mess this platform has actually become. Some TikTok videos have even gone viral, showing children using markers on their face, leading an example to others on how to easily bypass this awful system.
Okay, now if it's that easy, GG's. GG's, if it's that
In
easy.
the same tweet David Baszucki made bragging about the rollout, he also mentions how in countries such as Australia, New Zealand, and Netherlands, 50% of their player base verified with the age-checking AI.
Now, over the past month, we've seen really encouraging progress. In Australia and New Zealand, over 50% of our daily active users are now age checked.
This is nothing to brag about, David Baszucki, because after an entire month of this update being rolled out to those
I'm
countries,
surprised
a considerable portion
Australia
of
didn't
players
ban
have still
Roblox
refused to engage in verification,
off of like
at
the whole
least
social media thingy.
50%, which is insane. The fact that David Baszucki boasts about these numbers is absolutely illogical because this means a considerable portion of players are still unable to even communicate with one another in games.
There's a Harbor Freight store in your neighborhood. And the thing about neighborhoods,
Roblox is extremely reliant on socialization and meeting new people and friends, and with the rollout of this update, David Baszucki has essentially just hindered and stunted not only platform growth, but has probably dissuaded many current players from even wanting to continue to access the platform, and has significantly harmed roleplay games, mystery games, or even rap battle games in the process. Game developers have shared statistics from their game showing the considerable drop in chat communications between their active players, while on average it would be around 80 to 90% of its users, is completely plunged to below 30%, with some games even going below 10%. This isn't even taking into consideration the fact that older players have already been marked as younger, meaning that if were extremely malicious and calculated, they could simply make themselves appear younger to get access to the age groups they are most interested in, and even Creekcraft made a tweet pointing out the sheer amount of people who are now selling age-verified accounts for low prices. Surprisingly and ironically, they're selling them for $4.45. I wonder who that's a reference to. Basically meaning that now, any can simply purchase these accounts and will be able to join servers specifically catered to
That's
the age
insane.
group they want to
That
play
is
on
a
with total
crazy
immunity. If you think that this is just a
double
baseless
entendre
hypothetical,
with
you'd be
pricing.
completely wrong because this is happening in real time. Schlep showed Discord messages of an alleged 19-year-old asking users to access a 13+ account so they could have fun, meaning that these freaks are actively adapting and finding ways.
Nigga, have fun? You're 19. Go out somewhere. Why are you looking for a 13+ account to talk to little kids? Why? Just why? What is the reasoning?
To take advantage of how stupid Roblox really is. There is also a recording taken from inside Roblox where a clear adult is seen taking advantage of this situation to prey on. And the most disturbing part about all this is that Roblox's leadership cannot even pretend this outcome was unexpected, because after seeing real examples of adults actively abusing the system in real time, it becomes impossible to argue that this is just some unlikely edge case or a hypothetical scenario. This is the exact situation Roblox claimed this update would stop, and yet it began happening almost immediately after the rollout. What makes this even worse is that Roblox executives themselves have openly admitted that the system cannot actually guarantee that adults won't communicate with. In the interview,
okay, then why? Then why put out this update if you're already knowing that 100% it's not going to work? Why put out the update if you know it's not going to work 100%?
Matt Kaufman, who is Roblox's chief safety officer, was asked a very simple and direct question. Can Roblox guarantee that adults won't be able to communicate with using these systems? And the answer was no.
We make sure that
then what was the point of doing it?
Cannot communicate with.
Can you guarantee that won't happen?
With a car, with a bumper and the airbag and all of those things, can the car guarantee that you're 100% safe?
What type of connection? What type of connection is that? What type of connection is that?
No.
I wouldn't put a child behind a wheel.
But I would say, if he wants to bring up the fact, like, okay, yes, you can't, theoretically, you cannot 100% confirm that a child won't be talking to an adult. I mean, if Strider's still in here, we was talking to multiple adults on Overwatch. Where we should not have been. We were talking to multiple adults on Overwatch. But it was nothing crazy. Like, they wasn't doing nothing. Like, they were all chill. But I think what it would have been, what he could have said better was, I can confirm that people out of like their age range system would not be able to talk to each other. So let's say you get 13 plus. You're not going to be able to talk to anybody that's 16 plus. So 13 and 13 will be able to speak to each other. I think that's the best thing that he could have said, but he just chose not to say it. Instead, he tried to compare this shit to getting into a car accident and the car being able to keep you safe. But I think if he said, I can confirm and guarantee that a certain age group that is shown on the game itself would not be able to communicate with somebody that's 18 plus, like throughout the system. But can I guarantee that somebody that's 18 plus is somehow like breaching through our system to make it 13 plus and communicating with this person without them knowing that this person isn't actually 13 or minor? I can't. And that's kind of like that middle ground. But just saying no completely is kind of
Wheel of a car, though.
These systems
out of the blue.
Are constantly being improved.
All right.
No system is ever 100% perfect, but we are committed to going above and beyond what
game is that?
For us to do to make the platform safe.
Instead of taking accountability, he immediately deflects by comparing Roblox's safety systems to a car, saying that just like airbags and bumpers, no system can ever be 100% safe. But that comparison completely collapses under basic criticism. A car needs safety features because driving is inherently dangerous. Roblox, on the other hand, is a platform explicitly designed for children. Saying that no system is perfect does not justify knowingly rolling out a system that is already being actively...
Like I said, it would have been better if he said, I can guarantee that people that are marked as 13 plus wouldn't be able to talk to people that are marked as 18 plus. Or people that are 16 plus would only be able to talk to 18 plus and then 13 plus, but won't be able to talk to like 21 plus. I think that's how high it goes. It's like 21 plus.
Roblox is
Instead
actually
of just
admitting
blatantly saying
they
no.
are admitting that adults can still communicate with. The system does not guarantee safety, and
I'm thinking from like a
anyway. When they try to soften this by saying
company
they're actively committed to improving it, that is not
either way, it's still bad that they can't figure out a way to stop that from happening. But from a company standpoint, to make them look good,
because they were under pressure from
that's what he should have said.
Regulators mounting media scrutiny, and then needed something they could point towards and say, "Hey, look, we're doing something."
Because I think if he said it like that, then people will be able to understand a little bit more than him just saying no and then deflecting it into like an example.
Safety is involved. Doing something horribly is often worse than doing nothing at all. This update does not fix any of Roblox's problems. It instead actually makes it worse. And I'm gonna be honest, it is absolutely insane to see people blame Schlepp of all people for this update. Schlepp was seen on Twitter recently showing numerous people throwing threats to him and harassing him in private messages, blaming him and holding him directly responsible for this update, despite the fact that he had no say in this coming out whatsoever. Schlepp was not complicit in this happening, and yet unfortunately, these stupid TikTok brain children direct all their anger to the wrong person. David Baszucki and Matt Kaufman are the people to blame.
And also, if he had said, no, we can't perfectly stop that from happening, but if they made it like their top priority to removing or banning these people that are pretending to be 13 plus or pretending to be a minor to get into those servers with other minors and like been reported, because even though they're kids, there's some kids that do understand what's right and what's wrong. There's still kids that know like, hey, if you're an adult and you're talking to me in a certain way, that's weird. I'm gonna report you. And if Roblox came out with a statement saying, hey, we see this is happening and we're making it our first response to any of these reports being like the very first thing that we're taking seriously, and if we get reports about it or a lot of reports, mass reports saying that this person is pretending to be a minor to get into these servers to talk to other little kids. Boom. Cash Duck, thank you for the follow. My notifications is being stupid, so I don't know why it's not coming up. I have to figure that out later. But yeah, if they just came out and just said that, I think a lot more people would be like, okay, cool. We see that you're actually trying to stop this from happening. But when you're not like, when you're deflecting and like not actually trying to make that happen, it's just weird.
Not only for the long history of Roblox proving that it is an unsafe platform for children, but the fact that they are unable to adapt, take criticism, and fix their issues in the process. They continue to screw up time and time again, and at this point, I'm starting to lose hope in them, as are many other people. Furthermore, during the editing of this video, more updates have come out regarding this entire situation. First of all, Roblox developers have now started creating games for all players that allow them to speak to another in chat, somehow circumventing the restrictions, and many people have started selling UGC items in direct protest against Roblox, such as items that state I can't chat. This is also followed with users finding crazy ways to communicate with one another, being with signs, and even Creecraft himself got involved in forming large protests against the platform to combat this horrible update, truly showing how problematic this update actually is and how many people are really against it. I don't think I have seen a single person actually try to defend this. I really do hold hope that Roblox can be a better platform someday, but after seeing this, I'm not too sure if the future looks bright currently. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and if you all agree that this update was the worst in Roblox history, then make sure to leave a like,
Make sure you go subscribe to Gwamgo. W video.